Hi, this is Susan, and this is my channel. Several minutes ago, I was listening to a YouTube creator who asked, what would you do if you found a dime, or a nickel, or a quarter, or a penny on the ground? I would pick it up, and then I would say a silent thank you to my mom, and my dad, and my son. You know, I know they are together in heaven, and that is their way of letting me know that they are watching over me. I know they are in heaven, and I know they are together, because shortly after my son died, I asked God for a sign that he was all right, that he was happy, and that he was in a good place. I immediately, and I mean immediately, received a picture of him and my mom and dad in a field. I thought it was a field, and I still think it was a field, because Mark was a farmer, and he loved farming. Therefore, he sent me a sign that I would understand immediately. I didn't question myself. Why wasn't the other grandma there? Why wasn't the other grandpa there? Why wasn't his aunt? Why? Where were everybody else? And all of a sudden I thought, now wait a minute, Susan. You asked for a sign, and God gave it to you. Don't, don't look for other meanings. He and Mom and Dad are together in heaven, period, and they are watching over me. Another sign that I know that Mark is watching over me, he's my son, is several years ago we went to a butterfly house. Now, if you've never been to a butterfly house, there are butterflies all over the place, all different kind, all over the place, all in the home building with food, with their trees, with their plants that they live on, and so forth and so forth. We went down for my great granddaughter's birthday. And as we were sitting in there, walking in there, we said something about my son. And I can't remember exactly what we said, but it was something about, I really don't know what we said. I can't remember it. But we walked into the house, and a butterfly came and landed right on my oldest granddaughter's finger. Right now, she held out a finger, and there was a butterfly on it. We looked around and we were amazed. I mean, there were all these other butterflies flying around, and that one happened to land on Lexi's hand. KK was there, and she was the second oldest granddaughter. And she put out her hand to the butterfly, and the butterfly hopped from one hand to the other hand. Boy, we were really looking around at that time, wondering if we were actually seeing what was going on, if we were imagining it, or if it was really happening. My grandson, youngest grandson, stuck his hand out there, and the butterfly flew away. We thought that was weird. Here it had hopped from Lexi's hand to KK's hand, but it wouldn't go on McCoy's hand. Okay, what's going on? Anyway, we walked around it, and that place was hot, it was sticky, and I got tired. So I sat down, and immediately after I sat down, a butterfly landed on my knee. I sat there and I looked. My daughter came along about that time, and she took a look. She took a picture of it. Because neither of us were thinking at that time. I mean, it was just a butterfly. What in the world is going on with these butterflies? Okay, I finally got it. It stayed there for as long as I sat there. I finally got up and it flew away. We decided we were going to leave. And we knew. All the rest of us were out of the house, into a place where you have to stop to make sure there's no butterflies on you. And Janice was still standing in the house, waving her hands all around, and we couldn't figure out what was going on. When she finally stepped out and joined us, and then she looked around, she says, any butterflies on me? No, there weren't. So we all stepped into the other part, the one without the butterflies, into the shop that was there. And we asked her what was going on, and she said she had a butterfly there that just wouldn't leave her alone. And she was trying to come out, but it just wouldn't, it kept following her. I mean, it just kept coming along. We all commented on how these butterflies just happened to land on us. I mean, come on. Anyway, we posted a picture on Facebook of the butterfly on my knee. And one of my friends called me, and she said immediately, "Hello, Mark." And it dawned on us. It was Mark. He was watching over all of us. He hopped on Lexi's hand because she was the oldest. He knew her the best. He was still alive when she was born, and he lived with her for 10 years. I mean, she was 10 years old before he died. KK was the second one, and she was 7 years old when he died. He knew her. But here came McCoy. You know what? McCoy hadn't even been born yet. So it just skipped from Lexi to KK, and when Coy stuck out his hand, he didn't know Coy, so he flew away. When I sat down, he came to visit me, and he sat there for several minutes until I got up. Well, when Janice was leaving, he wouldn't leave her alone. He kept following her. So we know that he is watching over us in heaven because he was there that day, and we will never forget that day. We always comment every once in a while on how Mark visited us at that time. I hope these stories show you a little bit more about how I feel and what I believe. And that is what I hope that somebody takes from this. You have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Have a good day.